I am so freaking excited to share this with you. Let's go! What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. We are talking everything Lydia today. Fastest Lydia, Lydia builds, all different kinds of tips and tricks to get Lydia. This is going to be an amazing video. I'm super pumped about it. Big shout out to my dude, Gary Roning. Hey, MTG, how about a Lydia guide episode? I was like, hey, Gary, you know, I've covered Lydia plenty of times on the channel. And then I tried to find my Lydia videos, and I couldn't find them either. So we definitely need to update that. Thank you so much for your comment. If you'd like to be featured in a raid video here on the channel, make sure you put your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you on what you guys want to see on the channel, because after all, I'm really here for you guys. So let's jump right into today's topics. We are talking Lydia the Deathsiren today. Now, this Dark Elf is one of the best champions in the entire game. She continues to impress me even with how long I've been playing the account, even with how long I've been playing the game and other accounts, and even with the plethora of outstanding champions, she still continues to be at the very top of the game. You want her on your account. If you are newer to the game and you don't have her, you want to strive to get her. You want to build your faction war teams and try to get her as quickly as possible on your account because she really is that good, okay? Now, if you already have her and you're sleeping on her and you're not using her on your account, you want to pull her out of the vault, okay? Just real quickly, a breakdown of skills, because all of her skills are good. They're all amazing and they work really well together. All you need to know from the A1 is that it locks someone down. If you're in Doom Tower waves, if you're in Arena, you just A1 fear them and it locks them down. It has a huge chance for them to skip their turns. It really messes with them. Okay, I also want to mention the A3 next because that's another way to lock people down with block buffs, block active skills. You can put that block buffs on the different Hydra heads. You can use it for a lot of different things in Doom Tower. It has the poison sensitivity for bosses. Just an incredible ability. And then obviously the one we know and love, decreased defense, weaken strength, and increased speed is just a busted combination of abilities. You get the debuffs, you get the buffs. It pairs well with Seer for clearing waves. She just literally does everything. And if that wasn't good enough, she has the block revive, which just comes in handy in so much content in this game, especially when Torment or other revivers are, you know, in the picture. So her kit is ridiculous. Her stats are insanely good as well. It's just there's nothing bad about her. She even has resistance in arena battles, which comes up all the time. So I'm going to show you a couple places where I use her. We're not going to go through the fights. I'm just going to show you a couple places where we use her. We're going to talk about fastest to Lydia. If you have beaten any of these records, please put that in the comments below because we want to give you credit if you are the fastest Lydia. And otherwise, I want to cover the fastest Lydia. We're going to talk about Lydia on the free-to-play account as well and just be really thorough here on this video. I swear that I had a video covering this build of Lydia on the channel somewhere. I literally can't find it, so maybe I never actually made it, maybe I never uploaded it, but I have been running Lydia in this hybrid build now for a while, and it has worked really, really well, okay? The goal of the hybrid build is at minimum a 4-piece stone skin set, and then either speed, accuracy, perception, you know, some other 2-piece set here to make sure she's going fast. I would love to update this to a righteous set. I think would be great on her. But the point is the overall stats and the stone skin bonus. I have tankiness, I have speed, I have Not really an important amount of resistance, but it helps. And then some accuracy. And I have had this build for like a year. You can see still a bunch of 5-star pieces on here, and it really needs updated. And I want to do the same type of build in Stone Skin so that I can use her in Arena while also using her in other content. And then I have Cruelty on her. I'm not sure that that's the best blessing, but that was for a Hydra build. And then Masteries, I have a hybrid. Like, I'm not focusing on Arena here, even though I do use her in Arena. I have War Master on her, and then some support masteries for more accuracy. So that is my Lydia build. Obviously, it's worth booking her, definitely worth building her, and definitely worth using her in lots of areas of the game. So one of the main areas I use Lydia is in an arena team. I love her paired with another debuffer. Even though Sheep is a thing, I still use this team all the time. She's great with Sathalia, Ramontu, Shemnath, somebody else who's going to strip buffs, okay? And then I have also in the team Necrit protecting my DPS, which is Leo. I've been using this team for about a year as well, and it's just one of my most consistent teams. It can go second, everybody's in Stone Skin or has survivability built in, and it's a really solid team concept. You don't necessarily need Necrit in there. You could have a lot of other champions who are going to protect your team, especially if you have Leo or somebody else who is going to be in Stone Skin as a DPS, okay? Now, we're not going to run this and do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just going to do a quick overview of where I use her, and then we're going to get into the rest of the topics. Lydia is also part of most people's Doom Tower teams and most people's Fire Knight teams because she pairs so well with Seer. This is the team that I run auto all the way up the tower, like once one floor out of the 119 it's gonna fail and I'll have to like manual it or rerun it, but 99% of the floors it's full auto, pretty quick runs, and if you have these champions you should build this team. It's just so super easy. Obviously, if you don't have these champions, still Lydia can be a great asset in these teams, even if you're running a different team concept. So if you're still running Fire Knight 25, like a lot of people, you're probably going to have Lydia in there paired with Seer, or maybe you're doing a Poison Explosion team, but Lydia's a part of a lot of people's teams. She's not going to transition over into the hard Fire Knight, because that dungeon is dumb and needs balanced, but if you're still running any 20 to 25 stages, Lydia's going to be amazing for you there. There are tons of other areas where you can use Lydia. Those are just some of the most common ones. Those are the ones that I use her in all the time still. I did a video featuring her in a free-to-play Hydra team. If I remember, I'll try to link that at the end of the video if you want to transition from this video to that one. Seeing her in a sweet Hydra team, she can be great in there as well. Some people use her in Clan Boss, but that Clan Boss build is pretty specific, and you might have a hard time using her in other areas if you use her in your Clan Boss team. But however, Lydia's amazing, and you want to make sure that you're striving for her. You want to make sure that you're using her once you get her. One of the main things that you want to do when you are trying to get Lydia is setting up your faction war teams, okay? I don't care how bad they are. We're going to look at them on the free-to-play account here in just a minute, and then at the end of the video, we'll get to the fastest clear times to Lydia, which I'm excited to share with you. But these are my endgame teams, and I've covered these in all of the updated Faction War videos that I've done with all the other content creators. We're almost done with that series, actually, which is super exciting. If you haven't seen that series, you're missing out. Even if you have cleared each faction, you're missing out because we're talking hidden gems for all of the factions with a different content creator in a podcast-style environment. You cannot miss it, okay? Make sure you go check those out. I also have the old Who to Use series, and And down at the bottom here that I'm kind of hiding, I have whatever is my preemptive, maybe, I don't know, preemptive Sylvan Watchers team. If you have thoughts on who you're going to use on Sylvan Watchers, I'd love to hear from you in the comments on that as well. So set up your teams. Use the AI. Like, make sure that these teams are as good as you can make them. And by setting up the teams, it helps you plan out who you're going to use in the faction. So let's switch over to the free-to-play account and think about our process of getting Lydia and building those teams. All right, so we're over on the free-to-play account, and you can see even on the free-to-play account, I have I have all of my teams set up. I'm not going to say they're all good, right? Because we have a level 12 Lordly Legionary, but a lot of the champions are at least level 40 in this team. High Elves is looking decent. I need to update that, actually, and get Arbiter in this team. So I do need to sort of update some of these teams as well, but the majority of them are good to go. And I actually have a faction cleared already, which is Lizardmen. One of the big reasons is because Pythion's there, and I'm going to be doing a whole video on revivers for each faction, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that you can get that sweet video. I'm thinking about having YST on the channel for that, so hopefully he's not busy, or somebody else. But yeah, definitely want to do a collab about revivers. Super excited about that. But you can see here, I have all my teams set up, and this is helping me plan out who I'm going to use. Do I really want to level up an Avir or a Dilgul, right? I do want to level up a Canelia. So this helps me in my planning on who to level, and it helps me have my teams ready to go for the faction, okay? And all of this is super important, okay? Because you want to be making as much progress as you can in Faction Wars. Like, I'm already on 570 stars here. I'm well on my way to Lydia, and let's take a look and see what day I'm on. I am on day 164, so I'm almost to day 180, which I think 180 is where the records are set here. I think that the records are around 170, so that's like right where I'm at right here, getting Lydia. And I know for sure, like my dude Roz said, he did it in 209 days. I know that on my last account, somebody had the account for a year or more before I got it, so they didn't have the Lydia, so it took like 2 years to get Lydia on that account, or maybe a year and a half, but something like that, okay? I guess I'm having a little bit of trouble tracking down the actual records for fastest Lydia, so I would love to hear from you guys on what the fastest Lydia is, and I will go ahead and pin that comment if somebody can get me and hook me up with that information, okay? Now, your best route to Lydia is progress, okay? Set up those faction war teams and clear what you can clear. You can see, even with super crappy teams, okay? Super crappy teams. Like the Dwarves isn't that bad. The High Elves isn't that bad. But, like, even the really bad factions, like my Skinwalker team is awful. I still have 28 stars. You can do it too. You just need 5 champions in order to have that team ready to go and throw some crappy gear on them. Speaking of that, let's look at that type of thing real quick. Not recently used faction. Let's scroll down to my crappy Skinwalkers team, and let me show you some of the, they're probably all in the vault. Okay, 1 second, I'll get that set up. Okay, I pulled Fane out of the vault here just as an example of an early game faction war build. We have all level 12 gear, okay, except the ring. And then we have an attack percentage gloves just because that's what I had. We have an HP chest so that she's a little survivable. And then we have speed on the boots so she can go ahead and take her actions. We have the resilience and the immortal sets so that she can also be survivable in that way. You can see terrible stats, but we're still able to clear a lot of the faction war stages even with bad builds like this. So you can get your Lydia. I hope this video was super helpful to you, and I guess we didn't really cover a lot of the fastest Lydia in the game, so I might need to let me know what you think, if that was a little misleading or not. And I'd love to hear from you guys with the like button if you appreciate this video. Thanks for watching. I'm MtgJedi. Have a great day. Enjoy your Lydia. And let me know if you need help with any other areas of the game.